Welcome to the MSP Corner podcast. Before we kick off our show, we would like to share what our main objective is at the MSP Corner. Our main goal is to help CEOs build profitable and self-sustainable IT service firms. We are not just providing tools for IT firms, we will be sitting in meetings with you to ensure your IT firm stays on track. The first area we are focused on, strategic sales. IT firms are stuck selling technology or IT support. We will provide you with the blueprint so you position your firm as an added value to your prospects. We will have framework on how to sell value so you influence the prospect into selecting your firm. The second area we see many IT firms struggle in is marketing. 90+% of businesses rely on antiquated marketing methods. The most popular choice, word of mouth. We have proven methods on how to attract the ideal prospect. Our framework will include how to become the online authority and be the business influencer for an industry. The third component to our package, scaling. IT firms walk away from opportunities because they lack the bandwidth or skill set to scale. We have lined up reputable businesses so our members can hire on-demand resources that will allow them to scale their business. The fourth area we will offer help in, selecting the right tools. In order to deliver value, you need the right tech stack. Our platform will offer information on products that are the ideal choice for MSPs. The fifth area we will offer help in is with documentation. Templates are a critical component when building an MSP. We will have contracts, proposals, SOWs, collateral, and much more in the template section. You will have every document you need to start up your managed IT service business. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go to our next podcast. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning into the MSP Corner podcast. I am your host, Fernando Leon, and I'm joined by my co-host, Gregory Morabiec. And the title of today's show, Stop Lying to Yourself About Marketing, Why MSPs Stay Stuck. Let me get on my soapbox here for just 30 seconds. Yes, marketing. Is marketing the most important component in your business? Yes. Does it exceed sales? Yes. By far, it exceeds sales. It also is more important than your most technical person, your most skilled person, your service, your product. I don't care if your product is the best in the world. If you have a terrible marketing plan, nobody's going to know it exists, obviously. So, with that said, marketing is going to be your best investment to your company. All right, so before we start any show, we always have an agenda, and let me quickly go over our talking points because we have several today. And actually, technically we have 7 talking points. But like always, we have an introduction and the following topics. The question that reveals the lie. SEO isn't slow, you're just impatient. Ads don't create demand, they expose weak thinking. Webinars expose leadership gaps. Referrals are comfort, not control. The real issue, you keep starting over. Why you can't fix this alone. And then a short plug on the MSP Corner, and then I share my last closing, which are my closing thoughts. So, the intro. Let me just start off with that most MSPs aren't failing because marketing doesn't work. It's not even close to that. Marketing works when done right. Companies fail because they keep lying to themselves about why they won't commit. They won't go all in. They dabble. They quit early. They blame the channel instead of the behavior. And today's episode, well, it's a fireside truth telling for CEOs at MSPs or the leaders, whoever you guys want to consider is in charge of sales and marketing, who know something off
who knows something's is a bit off, but haven't named it yet, right? If you've been busy but not progressing, this conversation or this podcast is for you. So here's the question that reveals the lie. Every MSP asks this question. At least many of the CEOs I meet with, they have this same question or statement or whatever you want to call it. Should I focus on SEO, ads, PPC, whatever you want to call it, email campaigns, webinars, podcasts, referrals? But that question doesn't even come close to being strategic. It tells more you're confused on who your audience is because you have no idea where they're looking, where they reside or where they go to find your type of service. Because once you determine, hey, I'm targeting this audience and this is where this audience looks for my type of services, you'll know which direction you need to go in, whether it's digital or print. Channels, they don't fix confusion, they amplify it. And if your messaging is weak, ambiguous, ads expose it, or PPC. I don't want you guys to confuse ads with print advertisement. Well, print advertisement also is a form of PPC, but PPC, I'm all about PPC. PPC is a rocket ship to growth if you have the budget. Now, if you're thinking is shallow, right? No substance, podcasts, YouTube channel, or if you have one, and webinars will expose it. So the problem isn't choosing wrong, it's refusing to commit long enough to learn because you're going to make mistakes and implement the right framework. So, Greg, you were a huge proponent for PPC 18 years ago. You were also a champion for advert creation or what we would consider back then. I don't know if it was YouTube or just videos in general 12, 13 years ago. How do you get ahead of the trends? Because I I kind of fought you on it. I was like, there's no way people are going to be looking for us online. What made you like be ahead of the trend?
Well, the same reason I started using an RMM tool, a ticketing tool, endpoint detection, the same reason I started using Teams the moment it came out. You were like, "What's Teams?" You had no idea what it was, and I was like, "We got to use this product, man. If we don't use this, we're gonna fall behind." We adopted Teams like week 3.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's incredible. I know you
The
you you
reason why is I'm brilliant. How else can you explain it? I mean, I see the trends. I understand what purpose AI serves moving into the future right now. I
yeah.
understand it all, and I understand what would why we didn't go into use blockchain. You and I didn't talk about blockchain. I didn't go to you blockchain. You came to me a couple times. You're like blockchain, blockchain, and I went, no, calm down, back off. That's crap. Don't worry about that. You know what I mean?
The I was thinking of blockchain for thought bubble technology. Do you see it being a fit there?
No, not at all. Blockchain
Not at
has
all.
no purpose with us.
Where do you see blockchain being a purpose? Just in the
Banking,
digital currency
finance,
world?
yeah, digital
Finance? Okay.
currency. No other places.
You think that's it?
That's it.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Very limited then.
Very limited. I don't see how it would work any other place, but it can. And I'm sure people are trying to push it into areas, but it's going to be a slow roll. It's nothing
Yeah.
like AI.
Yeah. 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 No, I agree. I agree. All right. Next topic is SEO isn't slow. It's that you're impatient. SEO didn't fail you. Think back. You got to dig deep. A lot of you are going to have to do some soul searching on this because many of you quit. Things get tough. Things get rough. Things don't move as fast as you want them to be. Let me just give you a heads up. SEO takes 12 months, a minimum 12 months. Don't even think, oh, there's shortcuts. Oh, I saw an SEO guy and he says he can get me on the first page in a week. Bullshit. It's all bullshit. I'm here to tell you there is no way. You know, there might be a trick where you can do it probably within a month, maybe 2 months, but Google will flag it and then you will get blacklisted. And then who are you going to go complain to? The SEO guy that got you kicked off of, got your domain blacklisted? Yeah, they're gone. They've closed business. So don't even think about it. Most MSPs want SEO because it feels safe. There's no rejection, there's no selling, no confrontation. But SEO is really a credibility grind. It demands repetition, clarity, and more important, patience. 3 blog posts and silence isn't a strategy. It's not even close to scratching the surface. It's proof you weren't ever serious about SEO or serious about marketing or going all in. SEO rewards leaders who can stay consistent when nothing happens. I've been there. It's painful. It's such a painful grind. Now, most MSPs, they just refuse to, I don't know what it is, but most MSPs, they just can't hang with the grind. And that's not a marketing issue. I believe it's a discipline issue. And I'm going to touch on more on that in a bit, but uh, is it more of a commitment issue? But I think it's a little bit bigger than that. Most techie CEOs, they're not built for that type of discipline. You guys have a different type of discipline. You guys will build networks without taking a break. You guys will solve problems without taking a break. You guys will learn things that are technically advanced without a break. You guys have a different type of discipline. It's a whole different type of grind. And that's why a lot of you do not have luck with marketing. You guys need guidance. You need a person who not only knows SEO but is a fractional marketing executive. They know, they're the ones that are going to know the message your audience wants to hear. An SEO person doesn't know what your message what what your message should be to a legal department or a compliance or Department of War or GDPR. They may take a stab at it, but the more expensive ones, they might get you to that point. But you need to keep you need somebody in house, whether it's part-time or you assign a founder to be responsible and to learn everything about SEO, to understand what is involved, the framework, because you got to follow a specific framework. There's just no way around it. SEO can be your best friend or it can be your worst nightmare. So you have to make the choice, but this isn't just about writing blogs. This isn't about creating content, creating adverts. This comes down to so much like ideal client profile, location, your message, your value proposition. And you got to work it all in with SEO. And what is it? What does that mean? Well, you got blogs, you got videos, you got your YouTube channel, you got your podcasts, and you have to tie all of that together. Now, Greg, besides our MSP benefiting from SEO, have you come across other colleagues, whether they're an MSP or another business model, who have benefited from SEO?
No.
That's the common answer I get also. Not many
Yeah,
people.
it's so hard. It's so
It is,
hard,
it is
especially
hard.
especially if you have a product like cherries, right? If you have a cherry product, I mean, how many times can you talk about cherries? You could
Yeah,
talk around cherries. You could talk about cherry pie. You could talk about cherry pudding,
yeah.
cherry toppings. But I mean, how long can you go on about it? especially when you're focused on your IT company and all you guys do is help desk, or all you do is server support, or all you do. I mean, some people just do penetration tests.
Yeah.
That's all they do. How many times? And then after the first month of 20 blog entries, what are you going to talk about then? You know what I mean? And what you're talking about with SEO is that it likes unique content. Well, there's not enough unique content in the world to be able to talk about cherries
Sure.
more than probably 30 times. Then you're just
Sure.
going to repeat. You're probably repeating yourself around 10 or 15 times. So unique content is what the SEO monster eats for dinner, and you can't produce that. It's just impossible.
It is. It's very challenging. I agree. We're very fortunate to have 5 topics to talk about, and those 5 topics create hundreds of blogs for us. Yes, can the title be very similar to the last one? Absolutely. Yeah. But there's new angles to take, it's fresh content, right? Google wants to see fresh content. They want to see unique content. But the most important thing, they want to see quality content. That's the big
Well,
key.
let me tell you something about Amazon.com. Do you
Yeah.
know how your product rises in the ranks on Amazon.com?
I think it's based on reviews.
It's
And
based on reviews. It's
yeah,
based on reviews. So
yeah.
if no one reviews your product, you're never going to go anywhere. It doesn't matter how strong you are. You're just
Well,
never going to go anywhere.
well, that's why they have a sponsored ad, a sponsored spot. Amazon never had that before. You can
Well,
now
they
pay to
also,
be the top ad.
if you look into the reseller portal, they sell reviews in there. If you could believe that. They sell reviews inside of their reseller portal to people. They're like, "Do you need reviews? We'll give them to you from
That's
author." You know what I
crazy.
mean? So they're like saying, "We
That's crazy.
understand what our algorithm is. Here it
Yeah.
is. You spend $2,000 and get 80 reviews."
Oof. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
The money
So they
machine.
know
So
what it takes.
that's Amazon is also selling reviews.
Yeah, they sell
Wow.
reviews.
Wow. Wow. They're just pumping
Wow,
out. They're
wow is right. Well, but they know
printing
that's how
money.
you get up in the ranks.
Yeah. Well, do you buy reviews or do you buy a sponsored spot?
You buy reviews. You buy the reviews, and they want you to buy the reviews because they want your product to go higher on the list because they want people to buy it.
Yeah.
You know, they want more people to buy more products. So yeah, it's in their best interest to sell reviews.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. And I'm sure all those reviews are AI generated.
They well, they're whatever they are generated. Who knows? Maybe they're
They
pre
have to
canned
be.
or what? Who knows
They
what they
have.
are? But they're reviews that keep pouring in every day. You
Yeah.
keep paying for them. They keep giving them to you.
Damn. Damn. These guys are fucking crazy.
Well, that's how
All
you
right.
get. That's how they sell products. So when you think about what you're saying with SEO, if you know the secret pudding to buy, reviews or backlinks or whatever, you got to put your money on that. It's like gambling. You got to put your money somewhere. Where are you going to put it?
Yeah. Yeah.
PPC, backlinks, reviews, likes. There are all these different things. Like I bought likes on Facebook. That was a disaster.
Mm,
People were liking my product, but who cares? No one was buying it.
yeah. Yeah.
So those were kind of strange. Now I have thousands of likes and zero customers. And I've appealed to those customers dozens of times, but just no one wants to buy. They're not buyers, they're likers. And so you can buy thousands and thousands of likes. That doesn't help you.
Mm,
What's the secret juice in the SEO world? What is it, that is going to make someone buy? We seem to have cracked because I see on our social media posts and I see on our chat bots and I see on our website that people come to us and say, I want this.
yeah. Yeah. No, we've cracked the code, and it was a very hard code to crack. But we follow Google's framework of EEAT, right? We need to do a better job with testimonials online, but I'm going to work on getting video testimonials that will even even improve our position. Videos are just gonna crush it. I mean, printed testimonials are great, and we're going to be adding a frequently asked questions section too, and that also helps your SEO position. But yeah, it's a very tough code to crack. It can be done though. I mean, I see it. It's easy to crack if you know what to do. But all right, since this podcast is mainly on marketing, what's the next medium to consider? Well, you can focus on ads. Ads can create. Well, ads don't create demand. They expose weak thinking if you don't have the right leadership. So PPC, or some of you call it paid ads, they're the fastest way to learn how unclear your position is in the market. PPC is not just Google. Okay, it's Facebook, it's Reddit, got Bing ads. And if your message is generic, ads are not going to help. You just pay to be ignored. It's like Gregory paid for likes and got ignored, didn't sell anything. So Gregory has to work on his messaging or improving the product. You got to create demand. And I was listening to a guy, and his last name is Senek. He created demand. He did no marketing. He created demand. And it was a very interesting approach of how he did it. It was remarkable. So creating demand. Instead of going after clients, they said, we're going to create demand. How do you feel about that? Well, hold on. Let me finish my thought here on ads, because MSPs boosts posts hoping volume will fix vagueness. It's not. Ads require decisiveness. Who you're going after, who you're not, and what problems you're willing to call out. If you're uncomfortable being specific, ads will punish you quickly. They will swallow your money faster than you can say blueberry pancakes. PPC is another channel that requires a marketing executive. Don't even consider investing in PPC if you do not have leadership in place. And there are plenty of PPC experts who can build your campaign, but if you lack direction, your PPC creators will build generic campaigns. So make sure that you have PPC experts that are going to take a leadership role in your organization, not just build campaigns. Anybody can build campaigns, anyone. So, and nowadays you have AI to even build your PPC campaigns. This takes more than just, to me, PPC is like a tool. SEO, a tool. Email campaigns, a tool. If you do not have the leadership to build a campaign using that tool, you're going to fail. You need experienced people that can deliver a message of value, of attraction. If you don't have that, you're going to fail. All right, let's move on to the.
I don't agree with any of that. I agree with none of it.
Okay. What don't you
Let's
agree?
let's take cherries for example. I mean, what kind of message are you going to give about cherries that is going to make somebody want to buy them? And I'll tell you the answer to it. I already know the answer. You have no clue what message it is. And you can go out there and try to find it. You can try to figure out what it is. But I guarantee you, none of those PPC animals know how to sell cherries. They don't know anything about cherries. They could put you into a lane they think will make cherry purchasation a reality, and they could push you down that road, and they could let you float for your whole time. And I can tell you, they aren't going to be right maybe 90% of the time.
Well,
It's
hold on.
that 10%, it's that 10% of the time they're right that you struck gold. You hit the number, you hit the hammer nail right on the head. And you aren't going to find that very often. It's very rare to be able to find somebody who knows what to say about cherries that's going to get people to buy it. I'm sorry. It's very rare.
Let me ask you this. Are you using cherry as a metaphor, or are you actually talking about
Blueberry
cherry?
pancakes, cherries,
Okay,
IT
let's
services,
let
janitorial services,
okay,
anything.
anything. Well, let's just take,
Anything.
and I'm glad you picked cherries. Cherries is a great example of how where you position yourself when it comes to marketing cherries. I would never market cherries online. You know why? People don't go online to find cherries. They go to farmers markets. They go to stands. They go to the
I
grocery store,
I
right?
also disagree with you here. People buy things online. Everybody buys things online. Whole Foods, Instacart. There are even companies selling apples for $100 an apple from Japan. And you're like, who is buying this stuff? But
Sure.
somebody is. Somebody's buying it because they found the lane they needed to be in order to sell it. Maybe it was charging $100 an hour. It's the only way they could do it. And maybe the apples, there's just apples, they grow on trees. They're not like, there's no magical, a labor code that goes behind them that creates them to have more value. But somehow people sell them for $100 a piece and people buy them. So what they've done is that they put themselves in the right lane. They've exposed themselves to the right people at the right time in the right place. And it's like lightning. It's lightning, I tell you. It's hard to get
Well,
struck by lightning. You could run outside
it
all
is.
night and try to
Well,
get struck, and I'll tell you, you're not going to get struck.
let me just add to your claim there. Before you ever invest in anything, any type of marketing strategy, whether it's SEO, PPC, email campaigns, webinars, whatever, you always have to go through a research process of, are people looking for cherries online? What if I could prove to you that nobody looks for cherries online? Would you invest on online ads?
No, if you could prove it to me, no.
Okay.
But I've
If I
looked
could
at those.
prove to
If
you,
I've looked
hold
at those
on, hold
metrics
on,
on
hold on,
on
hold on,
on
hold on,
on
hold on, hold on.
Google,
If I
like
could
you
tell
have,
you, hey, you will sell more cherries on, what's that one place called?
Whole
Whole
Foods.
Foods. Whole Foods. Let's say Whole Foods over Safeway. Hey, Whole Foods sells 75% more cherries than Safeway. You should sell your cherries to Whole Foods, right? Because you'll sell your cherries through you're selling them
I like
online.
how you snapped your fingers and made a deal with Whole Foods. I love that. That was amazing.
Exactly.
That
Exactly.
was great. I liked
You
how you snapped your
Yeah,
fingers and made that
right?
happen.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, you have to go in there and you have to sell your cherries to Whole Foods so they can sell your cherries online.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I like
you
how
can
you
get your
snapped your fingers and made that happen. That was magical. Fuck. If I could do that, I wouldn't be sitting here in this car.
Yeah, exactly. But it's possible to determine where your audience is with online research tools. Are you going to have a better chance of selling them online or at farmers markets? You've got to make up the decision. Can you meet the demand? You and I talked about this of, oh, if we're going to sell something at a grocery store, you got to meet the demand. You got to say, hey, I'm going to have 1,000 buckets of cherries to you every day because you're going to sell them. Well, or the Safeway comes to you and says, I need 1,000 buckets every day. Well, I can't do that. Well, we don't even want to talk to you. Why would they want to talk to you? Right? If you cannot produce the volume they demand, they're not going to want you. They will not allow you to sell your cherries in their store because you can't meet their
Well, of
demand.
course. And now you're stuck in another position where if you're a small, medium-sized business, you can't produce 10,000 buckets of cherries, so you can't go to Safeway and Whole Foods anymore. They're out of
Right.
your league. So
Yeah,
you're stuck in another place where
yeah,
you're back in the ocean and you got a raft and you're being maybe you don't even there aren't even sharks interested in you. You're so far out there, you're like
yeah,
it's so hard.
yeah.
So hard.
You're right. You're right. You've got to you got to pick your market and you got to stick to it. You've got to go through the grind, and you're gonna fail, and you just have to test your mediums. You have to test your email campaign. I'd start with the least expensive. Least expensive is always the best way to go because you will hook some fish with the least expensive option. Then slowly move up to SEO, PPC, paid ads, trade shows, and work your way up there. But we're building up interest through webinars, right? Webinars brings in a lot of foot traffic for us. Webinars is another way of generating interest with specific niches. So it's just you have to decide and make a commitment to picking a strategy and sticking with it. That's it. That's what it comes down to. All right, let's
Well,
talk about
I also see like ads online for these miracle sales processes, and they're asking the companies how much they spend on marketing, and they're
yeah,
saying, a small furniture store spends $30,000 a month on marketing,
yeah,
and he's like, I spend more money on marketing than I do on rent and my employees, but
yeah,
it's the only way my store can stay open is
yeah,
I keep pushing all these ads out and I keep getting people to come to my store.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's marketing is it's a make or break thing for you because if your ads are crappy and you're spending a whole bunch of money and it's not converting for you, let's say you're just with that furniture store is a great example is like okay if you're creating ads and no one's coming in, you're doing something wrong. But if you're
Well,
getting more business,
people are
yeah,
coming in, but you don't want to spend $30,000 to get them to come in. You want to spend 15 and have the same result. And that's what a
yeah,
lot of these SEO and companies are and AI driven companies are saying, oh, I'll use AI and I'll get you as many customers for half as much money as you spend right now making PPC ads. And I'm like, that's a bunch of bully.
yeah, yeah. Well, then you have all these sales gurus that are coming out. Do you want to add $100,000 a month to your business? No, I don't. I really, yeah. It's like, oh, learn how to sell, and yeah, it's a bunch of hogwash. Anyways, let me move on to webinars real quick because webinars expose leadership gaps. And what do I mean by that? Well, webinars are another way of building authority, especially for Google. Webinars are, especially once you record them, you then post them online, you share them through social media, et cetera, et cetera. Another way to illustrate your area of expertise, your depth, et cetera, et cetera. Now, webinars don't fail because attendance is low. They fail because the host fails to deliver a message of value, of substance. Now, most webinars are I've been to, not all, but a lot of them are tool demos dressed up as education. There's no stance, no opinion, no lack of leadership. Real webinars teach how to think, not what to buy. They call out bad assumptions. They challenge comfort. And if you won't take a position publicly, webinars are going to feel pretty painful. And that's another way to expose a weakness in your organization. We use webinars as at our organization as a way to educate people, inform them. We don't like to gatekeep data. So what we do is like we're doing today. We're talking about ways for you to we want to inspire you to explore solutions so you attract more clients. How can you do that? There's lots of ways. You just have to be committed. All right, referrals are comfort, not control. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, referrals feel earned, right? You've worked hard to build relationships. You've worked hard to establish relationships with your clients, and they happily give you referrals. Now, but referrals are like a drug. They create dependency. If referrals are your only mechanism that brings in new business, your pipeline is owned by someone else. That works until it doesn't. Referrals don't teach you messaging, they don't teach you strategy, they don't build authority, they don't even force clarity. They're a byproduct, not a plan. And mature firms treat referrals as fuel, not the engine. So you gotta don't get trapped with referrals. Referrals are a very deceptive way to feel comfortable, right? Because referrals, you feel like you're growing, and you're like, I didn't spend any money. It's such a crazy, wicked trap, because you're not spending money to get referrals, and you're getting business, and you're like, wow, I'm smart. I'm not even marketing, and I'm getting new business. Yeah, that only lasts so long. So be very careful with that. All right, here's the real issue. You're starting over. Here's the truth with most MSPs like to avoid. They don't fail because of bad ideas. They fail because they abandon them. They give up too quickly. When results lag, for some reason confidence drops. When confidence drops, many of you pivot. You change direction, and every pivot resets momentum to zero. This type of cycle kills growth, not because MSPs aren't smart, but because no one forces you to stay the course when doubt loves to creep in. I've been there. I've felt that doubt. It's scary. It's ugly. Ugh, it's not fun. All right. My last topic is why you can't fix this alone. This isn't about tactics anymore. It's about self-management. Sales and marketing require emotional control, and most MSP owners, well, they just don't have it. You gotta face the facts here, because you're too close to the outcome. You're too close to your business, and when fear creeps in, or objectivity disappears, that's why accountability matters. Not motivation, accountability. Someone who won't let you quit when you start negotiating with yourself on making a change or trying something different or stopping entirely. You've got to stay the course. There's just no way around it. I can't even stress enough that when you make a commitment, you see it through. You've got to see it through at least 1 year. You've got to create a budget that will last you a year. That's it. All right. You want to add anything, Greg?
Yeah, when you start getting business from those marketing efforts, just turn around and give all that money back into the marketing effort. It's like a
Yeah.
monster. You
Yeah.
just gotta
Yeah.
keep pouring it in, and it's like a furnace.
Yeah.
If you don't keep feeding it, it'll go out. And the more you feed it, the hotter it becomes. So give the furnace as much money as it makes. Don't even think about your business as like, oh, I could take this $10,000 and go buy myself a nice boat. No, you got to take that $10,000 and shove it back into the mouth of the furnace and let it keep burning, burning, burning. Because if you don't, it's just going to go out, and it's going to
Yeah.
be a cold lump of coal.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's important. I used to. Gregory and I started another company, and we're like, okay, we're gonna be making this amount of money. We're gonna split that. All right, I'm gonna take my half, and I'm gonna go have fun. That was like 2, 3 years ago. Now I'm like, screw that. I'm taking all my money and investing in marketing, because if you're not growing, you're dying.
Yes.
You cannot stop. When does it end, Greg? When does it end?
Never.
Never.
When you sell, when somebody else takes over your marketing budget.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I cannot agree more. I'm like so all in on marketing, because That's the only way you're going to grow is by investing in marketing. And one other mentor told me something very interesting that, invest in things that make you money. Everybody loves to buy toys. Toys don't make you money. Yeah, we gotta
No.
enjoy. Yeah, we gotta enjoy life, right? You know what men do? We go out and work. We go work and we go invest in our future and our families and our business. And if you want to be a kid, hey, go for it. You can go have fun. But I'm telling you right now, if you're serious about life, if you're serious about growth, you better invest in something. Either you, marketing, selling, I don't care. But your business cannot stop growing. All right, let me just give you guys a quick plug on the MSP Corner. We're obviously on a mission to deliver valuable content to our members. And Gregory and I, we know all the challenges of an MSP. We're founders, and it's painful. We understand it. And that's the reason we're developing this platform, is to help guide you guys through these type of challenges. And we're working on frameworks that solve marketing and selling challenges. Plus, we've got resources lined up that will help you with outbound campaigns, SEO, PPC, and much, much more, even to help you scale. Let's say you want to deliver a 24/7 help desk. We've got resources that are US based and overseas based that will deliver support in different languages. They're even in Mexico. So we've got resources that will help you scale and deliver a 24/7 solution. So don't ever leave money on the table or walk away from an opportunity because you don't have the people in-house. All right, my closing thoughts are this. If this episode felt uncomfortable, good. It was meant to. That's this is honesty. We're here to do our job. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. Marketing isn't broken. You're just avoiding the commitment it demands. Channels don't fail people. People quit. Now, if you're tired of guessing, restarting, and hoping the next tactic saves you, it might be time to admit that most leaders eventually, or what most leaders eventually do. You can't build clarity, discipline, and consistency alone. You need leadership to guide you through these very challenging times. And we are in a time right now where IT is in huge demand. This is going to be the year there's going to be so much growth for the next 3-4 years. All right, guys, thanks again for listening. And don't forget to sign up to be a member at www.mspcorner.com. Please share our link with the CEO. Please share this podcast with the CEO. We'll find our information beneficial to their business. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening. And don't forget to sign up to be a member on www.mspcorner.com. Please share our link with the CEO who will find our information beneficial to their business. Have an awesome day.